Crossing the threshold of a dealership in 2026 requires more than a dream. It takes a calculator. The American market is no longer the low-price paradise that many still hold in their memories. To understand the real costs, we must dissect every penny, from the signature to the open road. Let's use a 2026 Toyota Camry as our example, the most common mid-size sedan in American garages. The sticker price, known as the MSRP, currently sits around $32,000 for mid-range trims. But that figure is merely the base of a financial pyramid that we are about to climb together. The first bureaucratic step is the title and registration process, a mandatory legal requirement. Each state charges differently, but expect to spend about $400 to $600 during this stage. It is the document that proves you are the legal owner of that massive metal and technology. Don't forget the documentation fee, which dealerships charge to process your legal paperwork. In states like Florida, this fee has no legal limit and can reach as high as $900 extra. It is pure profit for the store, but you will rarely manage to escape it in the year 20. Now we enter the sales tax territory. The sales tax, which is the terror of the uninformed. If you buy in Nevada, for example, prepare to hand over more than 8% of the car's total value. On a $32,000 vehicle, the government takes $2,560 immediately and without mercy. Adding just these initial costs, your $32,000 car has already jumped to nearly $36,000. This is where financing kicks in. And 2026 interest rates are hovering around 7% for top-tier buyers. If your credit is only fair, that rate can easily spike to 11% or even 12% annually. Imagine you put down $5,000, leaving $31,000 to be financed over 60 months. With an 8% interest rate, your monthly payment will be approximately $628 every single month. By the end of 5 years, you will have paid over $6,700 in interest alone to the bank. But the car doesn't move just because the payment is made. It requires full protection. Insurance in the US, or full coverage, has become a fixed and extremely heavy monthly expense. For an average profile, expect to pay between $180 and $250 monthly for decent coverage. Insurance companies now monitor your driving behavior through mandatory tracking applications. If you brake hard or drive late at night, next month's premium rises without any prior warning. Insurance has shifted from an annual fee to a variable and punitive cost in the world of 2026. Now, let's put fuel in that tank to see the budget truly begin to burn away. With gas averaging $4 a gallon and driving 1,000 miles a month, the cost is steep. A Camry getting 30 miles per gallon will require about $135 monthly just at the pump. Preventive maintenance is the next item on our list of mandatory monthly operating costs. Synthetic oil changes, entire rotations in 2026 cost about $150 per service visit. Diluting that over the year, at least another $40 a month to your master spreadsheet. Up to this point, your fixed monthly expense has already surpassed the $1,000 mark. That's $628 for the payment, $204 for insurance, $135 for fuel, and $44 basic maintenance. It totals $1,003 a month, not counting the extra costs that always seem to pop up. Speaking of extras, sporadic costs are what truly throw the final balance out of whack. The annual property tax in some states is a tax on vehicle ownership that you must pay. In Virginia or Massachusetts, you pay hundreds of dollars every year just for owning the car. Think also of the natural wear and tear that doesn't appear in the first few months of use. A new set of tires in 2026 for a mid-sized sedan will not cost you less than $800. It is an expense that happens every 2 or 3 years, but it requires prior planning. And what if something breaks outside the basic 3-year or 36,000-mile factory warranty? Labor at specialized repair shops has risen to $200 an hour in many American cities. A simple repair on a collision sensor can cost the equivalent of 2 or 3 monthly payments. There are also the unpredictables, such as traffic tickets or urban parking fees. In cities like New York or Boston, a monthly parking spot can cost more than the insurance. Living with a car in urban centers has become a high-risk financial exercise for the middle class. If we look at a luxury model like a BMW 3 Series, these numbers double in size instantly. The payment jumps to $950, and insurance rarely stays below $350 a month. The total cost of ownership reaches levels that literally suffocate the average family income.
Have you ever stopped to think that the videos you just watched with flawless scripts and engaging narrations might have been created by someone who never even touched a camera or a microphone? There is a new digital elite profiting heavily behind the scenes of YouTube and social media. building massive channels without ever showing their faces or spending thousands of dollars on equipment. While most people are frozen by the fear of being on camera, these individuals are using the hidden power of artificial intelligence to generate automated content that works and earns for them 24 hours a day. The secret to dominating this game isn't about having a famous face. It's about knowing how to command the right tools to create scripts, voices, and visuals that magnetically hold the audience's attention. Ivy gained access to a strategic method that reveals the exact roadmap for you to build your own invisible digital empire. Mastering AI to turn clicks into a real source of income, it is the perfect opportunity for those seeking financial and geographical freedom without having to deal with the pressure of being a public figure on the internet. Best of all, you can seize this opportunity right now for a symbolic price. The complete training is under an exclusive promotion, dropping from $97 to just $17. This is your passport to unlocking the knowledge you need to start your professional journey with AI today. Click the first link in the description to secure your spot while this discount is still active.
Many try the path of a $10,000 used car to escape these high monthly payments. But in 2026, a $10,000 car usually comes with 120,000 miles and hidden problems. What you save at the bank, you often end up spending twice over at the local mechanic shop. The logic of buying what fits the monthly payment is what keeps most in financial poverty. The average American today spends about 20% of their net income just on transportation. It is a system designed so that you work for the car and not the other way around. The cause of this scenario is the combination of high interest, part shortages, and corporate greed. The effect is a population that owns high-tech goods but lives on the edge of an overdraft. The car has become the single largest wealth drain in the modern history of the United States. For those just arriving in the country, the financial culture shock is inevitable and harsh. Many immigrants commit their entire monthly gain just to show off a brand new model. It is a status trap that prevents the formation of any solid wealth for the years to come. If you need a car, the secret in 2026 is simplicity and exhaustive, deep dive research. Avoid high-tech options you don't use, which only increase the price and the insurance. Every extra button on the dashboard is a point of failure and an added cost to the policy. The dealership negotiation must be done based on the total price, never the monthly payment. They will try to stretch the financing to 84 months to make the monthly value look small. This is financial suicide, as you will pay for 2 cars and only one old one at the end. Always ask for the out-the-door price, which is the final total including all fees and taxes. Many salesmen hide paint protection or tracking fees in the fine print of the final contract. If they won't remove those useless charges, be ready to stand up and walk out immediately. The 2026 market rewards those with patience and severely punishes those in a hurry to buy. Wait for national holidays like Labor Day, when the offers tend to be legitimately real. Hurry is the salesman's best friend and the worst enemy of your hard-earned money. Also analyze the viability of electric cars if you live in states with heavy incentives. The cost per mile may drop, but insurance is usually even more expensive due to the batteries. It is a personalized calculation that requires you to put everything on paper right now. Do not ignore depreciation, which in 2026 is more aggressive for less reliable models. A car that loses 60% of its value in 3 years is a terrible place to park your capital. Brands like Toyota and Honda still hold resale value, protecting your hard-earned net worth. Consider gap insurance if you are making a very small down payment on your financing. If the car is stolen or totaled, standard insurance only pays the current market value. Without gap, you could end up owing thousands of dollars for a car that no longer exists. Everything we have detailed here shows that the freedom of the road has a hidden toll. It is a gear that turns 24 hours a day, consuming hours of the population's labor. Understanding this math is the first step toward not being crushed by it in your daily life. Now, we reach the crucial point of this technical and realistic analysis of the current market. Is it worth buying a car in the United States in 2026, considering these staggering numbers? The answer, like almost everything in finance, depends on your real need for production. My sincere opinion is that for the vast majority, it is not worth buying a brand new car. The weight of initial depreciation added to current interest rates creates a capital loss scenario. You are trading your future freedom for a new car smell that only lasts for a month. If you truly need transportation, I recommend looking for a used car that is 3 or 4 years old. Let the first owner pay for the bulk of the depreciation and those heavy initial fees. A 2022 or 2023 car still has plenty of life and will cost you 30% less in the long run. The model I consider the best value today would be a certified pre-owned hybrid. You save on fuel, you have a solid resale value, and you get a more reasonable insurance rate. Stay away from German luxury brands if your goal is to build wealth and long-term stability. The only exception for buying new would be if you have the cash to pay for it up front. Eliminating 8% annual interest already puts you miles ahead of the average population. Even then, negotiate every single fee as if your financial life depends exactly on it. Remember, the car should be a servant that helps you produce more money and comfort. The moment it becomes your master, demanding your entire salary, something is wrong. In 2026, real status is having money invested, not having a massive debt in the garage. Many Americans are rediscovering the value of living close to work for this very reason. The savings made by eliminating a second car in the family can reach $12,000 a year. That amount invested at compound interest is what separates the middle class from freedom. Life in the US is built on wheels, but you get to choose the size of those wheels. Don't let the marketing of the automakers dictate how you spend your annual budget. Be critical, be calculating, and above all, be the master of your own financial destiny. The metrics we presented here are national averages that vary based on your profile, but the structure of the expense remains the same, changing only the scale of the values. Prepare your emergency fund before signing any long-term contracts in today's economy. The scenario for the coming years indicates that maintenance costs will rise even higher. The complexity of hybrid and electric engines requires expensive official diagnostics. The days of fixing the car in the garage are fading into American history. This script is a map so you don't get lost in the financial desert of the dealerships. Use this information as ammunition for your next negotiation or major life decision. Technical knowledge is what differentiates the smart buyer from the eternal debtor. We have reached the 41st stanza, and clarity must be your greatest ally right now. Do not be seduced by LED lights or giant screens on the vehicle's dashboard. Focus on the cost per mile and the durability of the asset you are about to acquire. The 2026 market is merciless to the uninformed, but fair to those who are prepared. Do your homework, clean up your credit, and save as much as possible for the down payment. The less you depend on the banks, the freer you will be to live the real American dream. The journey of John and Sarah, whom we mentioned before, serves as a warning to us all. They learned the hard way that an expensive car can cost you a very cheap, stressful life. Do not make the same mistake of putting status above your peace and family security. Be mindful of legislative changes that could affect the cost of registration annually. Some states are creating extra fees for heavy vehicles or those that emit more pollution. The government will always find a way to participate in your transportation expenses. Keep an updated spreadsheet with every single expense, from tolls to the car wash. Only then will you have the real dimension of how much a car is costing you per hour. Information is power. And in the world of finance, power is what prevents early bankruptcy. Now that you have all the numbers and the logic behind the purchase, the choice is yours. Evaluate your budget, your commuting needs, and your plans for the future. The right car is the one that takes you where you need to go without taking your sleep at night. What is your experience buying a car here in the United States recently? Do you agree that costs have spiraled out of control, or do you still think it's worth it? Comment your honest opinion down below, as your experience helps our entire community. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next lessons on the real American economy. Here we speak the naked truth, without filters and without fear of exposing the system. Your subscription is what motivates us to keep producing this high-level content. Leave a like if this technical breakdown helped you understand the market better. The like helps YouTube deliver this warning to more people who are about to buy. Thank you for watching this far and for investing in your financial knowledge today. We'll see you in the next video, where we will dissect the 2026 real estate market. Until then, keep your expenses under control and your investments on a constant rise. I am Arthur, and this was another deep dive into the world of real finance.